Some animals are born to a life on land, some live in water, and some are semi-aquatic, meaning they spend part of their time in water and on land. Humans are designed to a life on land, but we have the privilege to learn the art of swimming, which gives us great joy and possibilities. However, not all animals can swim, and in this video, we'll take a closer look at some animals that, surprisingly enough, cannot swim. Hippos. It goes without saying that hippos are aquatic mammals that spend the vast majority of their lives wallowing in Africa's rivers and various waterways. As a matter of fact, despite their resemblance with pigs, their closest relatives are actually whales and dolphins. And yet, they can't really swim, because the dense structure of their bones and the weight of their humongous bodies often makes them sink. As such, whenever hippos are in deep water, they have to push themselves off the bottom in order to rise up to the surface and take a breath before sinking back down all of a sudden. So instead of swimming, they actually walk or gallop on the bottom when underwater, given that their limb muscles are made for powerful propulsion through the water but not for swimming, all while holding their breath for up to an hour or more. But why are hippos always in water if they can't swim? Well, hippos have unique skin that needs to be kept wet for a good part of the day. Staying out of the water for too long can lead to dehydration, so hippos try to remain in water during the day. Also, it keeps their skin safe from the sun, which is why they typically only leave it to feed after dark. Tortoises. Tortoises cannot swim. At most, they can float and drift, and if they're lucky, they'll bump into land. Some species of tortoises can swim poorly, but most will simply sink and drown. Some people tend to mix turtles and tortoises together, but they are very different given the fact that turtles thrive in water, which tortoises don't. Unfortunately, there have been incidents where people, out of good, will have thrown tortoises into the water, believing they're saving a baby turtle. But if tortoises and turtles are so similar that it's hard to tell them apart, why can turtles swim, but tortoises can't? The answer lies in their physiology. More precisely, turtles have flippers that help propel them in the water, and tortoises have feet. Tortoises have bent legs with clawed toes. They look more like stumpy elephant feet. These limbs are much more suited for land travel than water. Another big factor in swimming ability is shell shape and weight. Turtles have a flattened, lighter, streamlined shell made for slippery sea travel. By comparison, the tortoise has a heavy, domed shell that prevents safe water travel. This all means that a tortoise is likely to drown in the water. They just aren't designed to swim well, if at all. Great apes. Gorillas have been spotted using a stick so as to test the depth of the swamp ahead of her, something she did for a reason. All of the great apes, apart from humans, aren't the most adept of swimmers. As it turns out, they have rather developed a natural H2O aversion, mainly because they lack the instinctual ability to propel themselves through the water, and their bulky bones and stocky bodies prevent them from swimming efficiently, which can condemn them to death by drowning. There are times when they must cool off to escape the heat, or they wish to play by splattering in shallow waters. However, they don't like to be in deep waters. As a matter of fact, this lack of swimming ability could explain why chimpanzees and bonobos never met in the wild, as they're geographically separated by the mighty Congo River, which they cannot cross. Great apes swimming in the wild are virtually non-existent. But there are, of course, exceptions to this rule, as some individual chimps and orangutans have apparently learned how to perfectly swim and dive after watching humans doing the same thing, without actually displaying any discomfort. This unprecedented behavior was baffling to the scientists who witnessed it, but it goes to show how these animals are remarkably intelligent and never stop acquiring new abilities. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe for more content in the future.